So I ended up in the hospital, and it was basically, I don't exactly know what happened to me, but as some of you might have seen the videos of the hell I went through today, my face started swelling, if you noticed in the videos, even around my mouth, was very swollen. I mean, I was dehydrated, but I was also in shock. So the doctor did agree that I was having inflammation from getting severely traumatized today. So they gave me treatments, and I made it very clear to. I'm so confused right now because all day long I was being terrorized and followed and stalked and death threats, and the police did nothing to protect Johnny and I, nothing. I am almost certain I have a huge lawsuit, which is the last thing I feel mentally up to. As you know, I already have a big lawsuit in Harris County against the police department, and I am most certain, after 2 officers that happen to be black that missed with me in 1 week, I'm pretty sure I can, if it was reversed, I'd have every lawyer calling me right now, and that's a fact. And I don't care who I make mad. I have never met anyone that's been manhandled more than me by the police, and I've never been in major news for it. Well, kind of in news, but not really. They didn't tell the whole truth, okay? Now, right now, I'm not alone. I'm not with Johnny, but I'm not alone, and I've made it very clear to the police that I am not going home. I am not going home until I see some justice. I could not believe that the police would not get the keys after they illegally arrested Johnny. It was a setup, and I made the mistake of saying that we were broken up last night, and Johnny said, something bad's going to happen to us. We're better to stick together. And sure enough, the first time, and I don't know how many long that we were separated, several hours today, and these crazy people like Toby Hewitt, that's already been reported to the FBI and the DA's office, and I have a case against her, and the police all knew about it. She called the police and tried to do like 8 mental health arrests on me. She called the police and said I was beating Johnny, I believe twice. And the police were dumb enough to fall in the trap today. But what really pissed me off is after they illegally made a false report to Starbucks on something that I could prove that I didn't do. The very officer that said he was going to help me didn't return my emails when there's no way that he could argue that that wasn't a setup. I had just met with an officer and said, everywhere I go, they try to throw me in jail, officer. If I go to a store, they call the police saying I'm threatening customers. If I go to Starbucks, if I go to Target, it doesn't matter. This has been going on for 9 months, and it's been documented even with a homicide detective. And can you believe that after they got rid of Johnny today and the police manhandled me and harmed me, which is documented now at the hospital, can you believe? I'm in shock. I'm really in shock. I don't even know what I was about to say. Well, I don't even know. Because then I went to Target, then they pulled the same junk at Target. These people know everywhere I'm going. And I did make the mistake of doing live videos because I was told that's the only reason you're not dead. But then I didn't realize that every live video I do now, they see the background and then call the police and say I'm committing crimes. Even when y'all caught that video I did at Burger King, clearly not a single soul in the whole area, not a single person eating. It was like ghost town. It was creepy. And you saw an officer in the back of the video, and then you saw me approach him. And within something like 15 minutes of that, when he said he was going to help me and get my keys because I'm locked out, because they took Johnny unlawfully over a setup when he was just walking home and had 1 beer, one beer, walking home confused, upset, and they got him, and they say, I'll be out in the morning and not to worry about it. I said, don't you ever tell me not to worry about it. He wouldn't have been arrested if someone didn't call Starbucks and make false claims. No one would have even noticed him. He just would have walked home. Don't you dare tell me it's no big deal. Well, it was pure hell. I walked to Burger King. They already called Target. So I left. I even left my food, which will be on camera, I'm sure, if anyone did their damn job for a change. And I got so creeped out that I left the store, went to Burger King, where I'm a paying customer everywhere I went. Total setup. And they saw the video because the lady handed the Burger King bag or whatever the deal was to the cop. And within, 5 minutes, you won't believe this, 3 calls was made to Burger King, they said, saying that I was harassing customers when I was live on video the whole time I was at Burger King, and everyone could see there were no customers I was talking to. And even when the police got there and I said, don't you get it? How many times are y'all going to come after me and not do your job and arrest people? Well, when the officer realized I was live videoing him, he backed off some. And then I said, well, guess what? I need a medic because this has been terrorizing me all day. Death threats, everything, threatening phone calls all day yesterday or the day before, I can't remember. And all this stuff I'm getting, all these horrible, scary, demon-looking pictures with harassment. I showed the officer proof of everything earlier today before I was set up. 15 minutes later, Johnny and I were set up. What I learned is they retaliate. The more I, would call the police and the FBI, and they know everything I'm doing, the more they're taking revenge on me. And to my disbelief, I had to end up in an ambulance. An ambulance. Can you believe this? And then they kind of backed off. And I made it clear, I'm taking this to internal affairs. I'll be calling every civil lawyer you could imagine. Because not only was I injured on them trying to falsely arrest me, but then they got a hold of Johnny, who wasn't even with me, who was down the street, not even in a business. And I don't know why he was walking the wrong direction, but he was already having severe trauma like me and memory loss like I've been having problems with. The officers didn't care. They didn't care about his medical history. They didn't care that he's a victim of brain surgery from a brain aneurysm. They didn't care about doodly squat. Their intentions was to manhandle me. They had every look in their face that they hated my guts. And that black officer was so rude, a body camera can prove it. Here I was, so traumatized. I told him I'm getting death threats and everything. And this black officer comes at me at Starbucks. And I had my McDonald's there because I wasn't at Starbucks. I was being accused of a crime that I wasn't even there. It was a total setup. I said, that's my McDonald's. I've been at McDonald's with an officer this whole time. What is all this about? Well, he didn't even help me. Here I was feeling sick. He didn't even help me. And then he yelled at me for not throwing my McDonald's away, which you don't have to do. It's courtesy, but there's certainly no law against it. And I certainly had more in my mind than throwing my McDonald's bag away at Starbucks. It pissed me off beyond belief. And I knew the way he told me to throw that bag away and how he gave me the dirtiest look, I knew I was in trouble. Sure enough, I tried to show these officers my evidence. They wouldn't listen, and next thing I knew, they violently grabbed me, jerked me, threw me hard on a metal chair, which caused me internal bleeding after. And then they damaged my wrist. I got all the pictures and all the proof on my Facebook. And I called 911 back, and I said, why did y'all allow this setup? And I want an officer out here, and I want to ride to internal affairs. I'm a victim of all kinds of crimes, and it's with the FBI, and they flat out told me to walk. Oh, yeah. They told me to walk, and I said, I don't get that because I have a DA. I have 2 cases with the DA's office, okay? And I said, and I have an FBI case now. And I said, on top of it, Many people have called in concern for my safety. I was told, even the FBI. I said, I don't get this. I don't get it. I don't get any of this that's going on. And instead of the officers saying, oh, I said, we're victims of an aggravated assault not even 2 months ago. The DA, I gave him the DA's name today. I did everything I could, and they didn't care. It was like let's just side with the criminals and treat you and Johnny worse than felons when you're already traumatized from being getting death threats from the day you met practically, and constantly Johnny being, how many times? 3 times assaulted violently and robbed, aggravated assault on both of us. I'm going, you got to be kidding me. This is how y'all treat victims of crimes in Texas? And even with black and white proof, they already admitted to me that Toby Hewitt's doing it. They already admitted it to me. And I'm going, really? They already said they were going to put in the system, put a stop to this. And they just went at it all day long. And then that stupid Burger King manager, oh my God. I went to her for help. And then she, oh my God, I just couldn't believe it. I was like, you got to be kidding me. I'm a paying customer. Well, you're banned from here because people called and said you're upsetting the customers. Ma'am, I have a live video proving that is not true. I haven't been here that long. I just ordered a hamburger and ate. What the heck is going on? She said, what do you want me to do? I said, call the police. I have the right to make a report that someone's stalking me and whatever you want to call it, and made false reports, with you. To my disbelief, that officer that I had filmed went over and talked to her. He said, she's not going to press charges. I said, well, hell no, she's not going to press charges. I got it all on video that I'm being set up all day. And this has been going on for 9 months. This is why Johnny and I have to move every couple of months for 9 months. Less, oh my God, 7 times? So this is what you call trolls, okay? They go by, and I see one of them on here right now, and I'm really getting really ticked off. You think I'm that stupid? I'm going to screenshot this because you, my friend, with the little weird picture for a face, you're going to be screenshot. All right. There is this person that keeps popping up on all my live videos, and I know for a fact that this is probably either Toby Hewitt. Actually, I see 3 really creepy pictures. I don't like that. 3 dynamic looking creepy pictures right now as I'm talking. All right, they're called Blessed Little Trolls. If you Google them, they're dangerous people. They terrorize people for a living. They're on Facebook with 1,000 different names. I mean, I'm being sarcastic, but not. I've already detected 10 different names that they've used on Facebook. Their mission is to destroy you. Toby Hewitt's part of it. Robert Beatty, these people are terrorizing me. They're all part of this Blessed Little Trolls, evil, satanic-looking stuff. And I see 3 of them right now on here. If they're not it, they sure look like it because they got those creepy little troll faces. I showed the police today. They're sending me these dynamic troll faces that are scary as hell. I showed the police death threats today and all this stuff that was old that they popped back up to traumatize me today. And it's like it made no difference. Let's just attack Amy and let's just take her boyfriend when I had absolute proof it was a setup. Absolute proof. Couldn't have done what they said, wasn't there, didn't have a phone there to do it, didn't have a working phone to do it, and everything was a setup, and these police would not look at any of my evidence. They wouldn't listen to me, the usual corrupted cops, and this is the 2nd time this week that an officer wouldn't look at my evidence. Even now with neighbors being terrorized over me, people trying to help me being terrorized, the radio lady that I went on radio with being terrorized, and nothing mattered to the police. Now, in the real world, if you weren't blacklisted and targeted, of course they would have said, oh, ma'am, I'm so sorry that everywhere you and Johnny go, these people call and try to set you up. I'm so sorry we're at your house every other day for them trying to set you up. What can we do to help you? Oh, no. They injured me, hurt my neck, hurt my arm, hurt my wrist. and watch me see my boyfriend get arrested when he was not guilty. I mean, I don't know if you're guilty if you have a beer and walk home and you're not driving. I don't know. I guess in Texas they're crazy, because I used to live in Austin, and my God, people used to walk around on 6th Street. Of course, times have changed, but I never heard anything like it. And they said, well, he had a malt liquor. And I said, excuse me, he's deathly allergic to that. That's alarming that he would choose to drink that. It's documented with the Methodist Hospital. Officer Pasquale had to save his life already. So that's very out of character, because he's not a big drinker, but he knows when he drinks he can't drink because he gets real deathly sick. I'm talking deathly sick. Well, they didn't care. They didn't call an ambulance to have him checked out. I said, you don't get it. He can have one drink and seem falling down drunk because he has a head injury and he can't drink with it. They did not care. They just took him anyway, and then had the nerve to say, it's no big deal, we'll be out in the morning. Don't tell me it's no big deal. This guy's been terrorized ever since he started dating me. Hell yeah, it's a big deal. So right now, I told my friends and I told the police I am not going to go locked out of my home. You didn't have the decency to bring me the keys, knowing everything I've been through. They actually wanted me to walk 2 hours home alone, no weapons and no keys. And I told them, you're giving me like straight up a lot of anxiety now, and I need to go to the hospital. So that's why I came to the hospital. Hey, how are you doing? And that's why they treated me. And the doctor agreed that it was from all the trauma today. And as usual, no psychiatric charges, even though they keep calling the police and trying to have me mentally arrested. Welcome to America, when you're a victim of crimes, that you can be terrorized like this. And because I'm exposing these trolls, they won't leave me alone. They use fake names. They have threatened to kill me. They've told me they're wearing wigs and following me. They have taken Johnny and my picture and proven that they really were there, that they really did take pictures of us, and the police still have done nothing, and this has been going on 9 months straight. Robert Beatty is for sure part of it. He's a journalist, and I'm quite certain Wilbur Witt Jr. is directly involved with this. I actually saw proof that he was conspiring against me to go on radio to have people call in and terrorize me. I saw the evil thing, his radio show on, it was called Blessed Little Frauds and Little Liars or something, Trolls or something like that. And I showed it to the police. That's conspiring to do me mental harm, and obviously they want to do me physical harm, but I will go a step ahead of that and say these people want me dead, all of them. Robert Beatty, Wilbur Witt Jr., Toby Hewitt, and these troll people, these people wearing masks and me threats, and they don't care. They do nothing. Welcome to America. So I'm pretty traumatized. I'm not showing my face because they say when I met with a forensic scientist, he said if you really feel scared, don't show your face. Even if you turn off face recognition, they can see it. And the hospital is very aware of the setups. I told them to put in their system that they might get phone calls to set me up to go to jail, and they seemed to take it very seriously, and they said they would not take any such calls while I was in the hospital. And what I'm trying to do right now is my boss is he's on his way here soon, and we're going to figure out what to do with me, because I told him with my address all over social media, that's what these evil people do. And they unlawfully, when I'm in a federal lawsuit, they know I'm in danger, the judge and everyone else, they unlawfully put my address on Google and YouTube. And even the nurse here said, I'd have a heart attack in one day in your shoes, and I definitely would have a breakdown. I said, welcome to my world. I've been going through this for years, but real bad for the past 9 months. So I don't know what's going to happen. Tomorrow is a Saturday. I wanted to go to the FBI. I want to go to Internal Affairs. I'm quite certain you can't go on a Saturday. But I got to do something. I have to do something. I don't have the money to keep moving. Do you know how expensive it is to move every month or whatever we're doing? I mean, this is ridiculous. And poor Johnny's let go 2 jobs over me now. And now this will be the 3rd, and we're working on a TV show. We're probably going to have to give it up. I don't know. I really don't know. All I know, without a shadow of doubt, that their intentions is to completely destroy Johnny and I. I regret separating from him last night. I'm breaking up with him. He's not, I shouldn't have done it because he's too traumatized. But I did it because I couldn't stand how we lived together, and I just took it out on him, I guess. And I said, I can't take another day of being targeted with you. And sure enough, the first day, I'm telling you, I can't remember the last time Johnny and I were separated. And I should have listened to him. He said, something bad's going to happen to you or me. And sure enough, something horrible happened to both of us. You see, he's not being a lazy man when he doesn't want to leave me and go to work all day anymore. He knows the game. He knows it all too well. He's paying the price right now for another setup. And I'll tell you what, Johnny didn't have the money to go drinking. He had just enough for probably, because I also know he went and got something to eat. So he couldn't have bought more than 1 beer. And I believe they did confirm that he had 1 malt beer. And I'm going, believe me, he needs medical treatment. He is deathly allergic to that stuff. He almost choked on his vomit. His vitals were so bad, they kept him like almost 2 days in a hospital. And how dare them endanger his life and traumatize him with all that he's been through, and to have me watch him go off like that with 2 officers that had just manhandled me. Oh my God, do you think the media's coming up to me? Do you think the do you think the FBI will be calling me back? Come on now. I sent an email to the DA with pictures of my wrist, and they say they've contacted the FBI about it. If you don't believe me, the pictures of my wrist and live videos showing what they did to me with police case numbers, the whole shebang is public. And the good news is it's almost a new day, and I will never go back to that address. It's sad. You know, Johnny and I can't afford to keep moving, but I made it very clear to my boss that I will never live there another day. Now I don't know what we're going to do with our dog, so if anyone knows anyone that would love a German Shepherd in Baytown, Texas, he's beautiful, but I can't have him. He's been with no food and water tonight over their stunt, and I sure as hell am not going to go stay on 2 acres of land with no car, with people threatening to kill me and harassing me. I'm not going to walk 2 hours in the dark right now. Sorry, that's not an option. I mean, there was water and food, of course, but what I'm saying is we've been gone now since, God, what? Since like 11 this morning? What a joke. So I think it's time we find our dog a new home, because it's just not fair. It's not fair to him. Hey, it's not fair to the dog, and he deserves a really nice home. He's a beautiful German Shepherd. You know, those are police dogs. They're really brilliant. And he's well behaved, and he's just beautiful. And Johnny's real attached to him. I like poodles and little foo-foo dogs, so I'm not going to lie. It's not really my kind of dog, but I have gotten very attached to it. But it's dangerous for me to have a dog. They've already, remember in the past, they were threatening to kill my dog and I. And, you know, that was horrible. I can't. Then our dog disappeared for 4 days with his leash gone, and he made it back somehow. I can't have a helpless animal where he can't defend himself. How do I know they're not going to go to the property tonight with Johnny and I not there? This is horrible. Now, he is locked in safe, and we did leave him a big bowl of food and a pretty big thing of water, so, you know. Sorry? Not the hospital. I'm doing the carpet because I was a victim of a crime today, and I'm trying to get someone to come get me. I have police reports and everything.
Because someone called me and let me know that you were videotaping the...
Called where?
So...
Who called?
I don't know the person's name, but,
Y'all, someone just called the hospital. What'd I tell you? They've been reported to the FBI. They've been doing this to me for 9 months. Everywhere I go,
well, you
they
should
call.
be videotaping inside.
Yeah, but this happened at Starbucks today. This happened at Burger
Okay,
King.
but I'm just saying,
Okay.
as far as the hospital, don't be videotaping.
I didn't know there's nobody here, and I'm a victim of crime. I'm the victim. I thought I had the right to tell people to get me some help.
Yes, you can call, but you can't.
I can't call because my phone doesn't work.
Okay.
So I have virtually no way to call anyone, and I live it would take me 2 hours to walk home right now.
Okay,
So I'm trying to get my boss or someone to get someone to
That's
come
fine,
get
but
me.
just don't be-
Y'all, please get a hold of Gene Odom with Premier Movie Pictures and tell him that I am stuck. They know I don't have my keys. They know I can't do anything. And now they've already called the hospital. I told you everywhere I go, they call. So I don't have a working phone. So just tell Gene Odom to please come get me, or I'm going to do something very dangerous walking at this hour, 2 hours to go home with no keys because, you know, I don't have my keys. All right, thank you.